As the airplane cabin filled with the quiet hum of engines and the soft rustle of passengers settling into their seats, Emily tried her best to keep her breathing steady while adjusting the short pastel dress she had rushed into that morning, one hand supporting her newborn son who rested peacefully against her chest, and the other gently brushing a strand of hair from her face, hoping no one would notice how exhausted she felt after days of sleepless nights and anxious thoughts about weather. She was making the right choices for her children. She had boarded this flight with a heavy heart, carrying not just a baby and a diaper bag but the weight of starting life over after leaving behind a painful past that had offered her no stability, no kindness, and no hope. Her 3-year-old daughter, Lily, who radiated sunshine with her little pink dress, blonde pigtails, and innocent laughter, sat beside her, kicking her tiny feet excitedly as she opened a small snack box filled with warm cookies the flight attendant had given her. With the sweetness only a child could possess, Lily lifted a chocolate chip cookie toward her mother, her blue eyes shining as she asked, "Mommy, if I share my cookie, will you stay happy?" And though the words were simple, they pierced through Emily's chest like a quiet whisper from heaven, reminding her that even in life's deepest struggles, love had a way of pulling one back toward the light. Emily smiled, though her eyes glistened with unshed tears, accepting the cookie as though it were a symbol of hope, something pure enough to hold her together. She didn't realize that a few steps behind them, walking down the aisle with the presence of someone used to commanding boardrooms and high-rise offices, was the CEO whose entire company Lily had unknowingly turned upside down months ago, because this handsome, sharply dressed man in a black suit wasn't just another passenger. He was the same man who had once offered Emily a job she had been too afraid to accept, the same stranger whose daughter had once run into Lily at a charity event and instantly bonded with her, the same man who had left Emily speechless with his kindness but from whom she had disappeared when life became too overwhelming, leaving him wondering where she had gone and whether she was safe. Now, as he walked down the narrow aisle, his eyes landed on the tiny girl offering her cookie with a bright, unguarded smile, and for a moment, he froze, his breath catching as recognition struck him with unexpected force. He had been searching for Emily for months, not because of unfinished business, but because the gentle warmth with which she had cared for his own daughter had stayed with him, haunting him in the quiet hours after long workdays, reminding him that kindness, softness, and sincerity still existed in a world of polished lies and corporate masks. As he approached row 14, his steps unconsciously slowed, his gaze shifting from the little girl to the young mother sitting by the window, her features weary yet achingly beautiful, her arms curled protectively around her sleeping infant, and though she looked thinner and far more tired than he remembered, the spark of quiet strength in her eyes hadn't faded. Emily's heartbeat quickened when she finally looked up and recognized him, her breath hitching as memories rushed in. The charity hall lights, his gentle voice, the unexpected safety she had felt for the first time in years, but fear mixed with hope as she realized fate had arranged their paths to cross again on a flight neither expected to take. Lily looked from her mother to the well-dressed man curiously before cheerfully offering him a cookie as well, announcing loudly, "Mommy says sharing makes people stay." And the man couldn't help but laugh softly, touched by her innocence, feeling something inside him soften in a way he hadn't allowed since losing his wife years earlier. Emily blushed, unsure of what to say, but he gently lowered himself to their row, replying to Lily with warmth in his voice, "Well, I think your mommy is absolutely right." The moment, simple yet profound, wrapped itself around all three of them like an unseen promise, and as the plane prepared for takeoff, the man asked quietly, carefully, if the seat beside them was taken. Emily hesitated, not out of fear this time, but out of disbelief that life could offer her a second chance wrapped so softly, so unexpectedly, in the middle of an ordinary morning flight. And when she finally whispered, "No. It's free," he smiled in a way that told her he wasn't here by coincidence but by a destiny that had waited patiently for her to be brave enough to step into it. As he sat down, Lily climbed onto his lap without hesitation, offering him half a cookie while chattering about airplanes and babies and clouds, and Emily watched the scene unfold with a mix of awe and gratitude, realizing that maybe, just maybe, this journey she had begun alone would not stay lonely for long. And for the first time in many months, as the plane lifted off the ground and the sunlight poured in through the window, warming her tired heart, Emily believed that life had more to offer her than loss, that the kindness of a stranger could turn into a future, and that sometimes, a small cookie offered by a child could be the beginning of a story far bigger than any of them had imagined.